Hi folks, and welcome to this week's Radical Guide at the wonderful Interlagos. So let's have a look at the fast lap. Right, fast lap done and dusted, so let me show you the info tab. Has all the details on there. Identical to Interlagos, and track temp of 87 Fahrenheit, which is a little bit weird because it's a little bit hotter than I expected to be. But hey-ho, make sure that's the same one in the race because it could be different. Moderate usage, 44% is what I always use these track guides, so have a look at that as well. Lap I'm actually going to show you is lap 23, which is a 1:28.736. So we were a bit everywhere with lap times, and be careful with tyre temps around here. Seems to be a thing with this. Tyre temps, particularly at the rear end, if they go, you've got zero grip, and some of these corners are quite rear dependent, particularly coming out on throttle. So we've got a 28.8 there, 28.8, 28.7, 28.8 there. So when I stick a lap together, we are rocking in the 28.8s quite a lot, and then nipping in 27.7s. So mid to high 28s, low 29s is where I'm going to be expected to be. So yeah, just be cautious around here. Like I say, there's a massive slipstream opportunity down into turn 1, so be cautious around here. Be very careful on the brakes. I did reduce the brake rise down to 53%. I found it was locking the fronts a little bit less, but be careful on the downshifts on the rear axle. Otherwise, above my head, you should be a Discord where the OLAP, BLAP, telemetry, and replay file will all be hidden in there. And those are my sector times right there for you as well. So I put them on screen so you can see everything up there. Otherwise, if this video does help, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Really does help out the video. Otherwise, let's crack on with the breakdown lap. Right then, Interlagos, and it's a good short run into turn 1. Be careful of starting here because it's uphill, but we are looking for the 100-meter board and we're breaking in a nice straight line. Be easy to lock up the front tyres, hence why I reduced the brake bias just a touch. Really slow it down. This corner invites you in, but you don't want to go fast into here. You really want to compromise this apex. Get on the far left-hand side to make sure you maximise this exit as much as you can. I do have a big lift. The less lift you have will benefit your lap time because you'll get a good old slingshot round here. This corner is absolutely flat out. Just be careful of running wide. You can actually bottom out the car on that curb, so be warned about that one. But be careful of dive bombs into this little tricky turn 4. Real pain in the rear. So 100-meter board, we're braking just before it, braking a nice straight line. Be careful again of locking up, easy to run wide. And there is a really annoying off track on exit, so make sure you take loads of curb on the way in. And you can see me just hold off the throttle just a little bit there, just so I don't get that off track. Really annoying. If you can get on full throttle application, you'll get a much better than exit what I do. My graphics card, capture card, seems to tap out for some reason for that bit, but we'll continue on there. It's only a little full throttle corner anyway. Go up to the hill now, and you're looking for the little marshal post on the left-hand side, and what you're doing is braking just after it. So you want to turn in nice and gently on this one, ease off that brake. You see I have a little bit of a counter steer there. Try and avoid that and try and get near both these curbs, but this one is the more important one to absolutely run over and get it as late as you can. Be careful running wide again, there is an off track out there, but as soon as you're on this curve on the left hand side, you want to start braking in a nice straight line. Loads of apex curves. You can really cut this hairpin quite a lot, so make sure you do that. Compromise it as best you can. A little bit of the blip of the throttle, full throttle zone there, and with nice and easy, try and stick on the curb. I think it balances the car a bit better than coming off into that camber section. Again, I've got hesitation on the throttle because I don't want to run too far wide there, so be cautious about that. The red and white tarmacy bit on the left hand side is our braking marker, so brake in a straight line, nice and easy on this one. You can cut the curb, but don't cut it too much because you will bottom out the car on the curb if you do touch the grass. And be careful of the off track here on the left hand side. This corner very tricky, you have to lift off the throttle through here, otherwise it will just push wide with understeer, so be cautious. And looking for the braking zone for this, there are 3 markers down there as pointed out there. We're braking at the very first one. They're very useful for other cars, so if you do other cars, use them as braking markers. Nice and easy on this one. We want to make sure we get to the apex and get a nice smooth throttle application. Be careful of running wide because the grass does dip away, so once you've gone on the grass you are knackered really. But that is us done and dusted, because this is a huge full throttle zone, so slipstream will be absolutely massive around here. You won't be able to defend it. The line's so far away. If you're on the last lap, someone's behind you, that's where you want to be. But that is us across the line in a 128.736. Should be a good week this week, but yeah, just be careful of the understeer in a few key areas about running wide, and be careful of the rear tyres. I did run the brake bars a little bit more rearward than what the stock setup does, and we are able to change that in session, so just be careful of the rear end lock. And you saw under braking the car was a little bit skittish if you're watching the offboard cam a lot as well. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe to that lovely YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.